it is not something that starts with scuba and ends with review. Please don't aim to use it as so, because it is not. As we will see, ReActivate is designed to help people who said this. What you're seeing on screen now are phrases from a survey conducted by PADI. And most of you can read, I'm sure. For those who can't, my skills are rusty. Before the kids were born, would love to relearn some things. This is probably true of many aspects of life, but particularly for diving. Divers are sitting out there wanting to get diving again and just need the opportunity presented to them in the right way. As mentioned, a survey was done of divers, and the survey was done on a worldwide basis to inactive divers, if you like, generate information to create targeted marketing and relevant calls to action. And we'll be looking in here at those aspects of marketing, those calls to action, and how to target your divers correctly and accurately so you hit the right people in the right way with the right message. You may be astonished by the figure you're now seeing on screen. You may think that is entirely right. Either way, 97.6%, 49 out of 50, 98 out of 100, whichever way you want to look at it, of divers wanted to return to diving at some point, but were held back either by those reasons again, or by the inability and ignorance of how to get back into diving. Okay, I did my course a few years ago. I'm not quite sure how to get back in. So we need to help divers with a simple message that they can reactivate their diving with you in your stores, whether they're coming from abroad into a resort destination or whether they are in a domestic situation, that you have just the things available for them to make it easy to, quite literally, jump back into the water, jump back into diving with you. That's what ReActivate's about. It's not the other thing that we're not going to mention anymore that was sometimes too often used as if you're worried about diving, nervous about diving. This is just people who want to get back into diving and know, sensibly, that they need a quick brush up of their skills, and vitally, those skills, remember, can be relevant to their previous certifications. So, you can, of course, invite, say, only deep divers, i.e. those who have done a deep diving certificate for a special type of ReActivate, or indeed REC, and we'll look at how you can do that within the agent and within EVE. So we will use the database to identify those customers. We're going to give them personal invitations, and please do remember that these invitations, personal invitations, once you've gone through the database, once you've got the agent to go through the database, etc., can be tied up with packages. There are others in these series of webinars and other videos on the EVE websites and the PADI websites about how to develop packages in EVE, though of course do, if necessary, contact us at info@isis.co.uk should you need more information on those packages that can be with trips, with equipment, and of course including the actual ReActivate digital collateral itself, i.e. the touch products and so and so. So, just to let you know, and we'll come back to this at the end, should you need any help on the marketing side of ReActivate, the lady to contact, her address is there. Should you need it on the EVE side of things, please contact this address here, info@isis.co.uk. Now, I'm just going to switch to EVE now for a moment, and within EVE, one of the areas that I hope you are using very regularly, that should be on all the time, is the EVE agent. If not, then from the top menu, Tools, EVE Agent. I'm sure you guys know how to use the agent in general, so I'm just going to open the EVE Agent. You'll also notice here that I am using the EVE Agent in version 5.9. 5.9 is the version of the agent and the version of EVE that you should be upgraded to now. If, when you go to help and about within EVE, you find that you are not using version 5.9, please contact us and we will guide you through how to upgrade, because it is this agent that will do the reactivate jobs for you, and also as well as that there are many other additions with regard to the new online processing center and other enhancements within 5.9. Now, as and when you did upgrade to version 5.9, you will have discovered, or you may have discovered, that a few new jobs, and I'm just strolling down through these things, they're called jobs as you know, appeared in your agent. There were two here, one called It's Time to Reactivate Your your Advanced Open Water Certification, one to reactivate your Open Water Certification. Now, if you have those jobs, great. If you don't have those jobs because you had a difficulty with the upgrade, you haven't upgraded yet, or perhaps when you did upgrade you then made those jobs unavailable or deleted, whatever it may be, go into your agent and check you have those jobs. If you don't have them, I'm going to show you briefly now, for those who don't, how you can make those jobs and indeed edit those jobs as you'll need. Now, I've also named these jobs in here because it's easier for me to remember. I've got those two jobs, sorry, I should have said, that you'll see here that are designed to use Microsoft Outlook to send out the messages, but I've rather repeated these jobs here, and they're designed to use campaigns from Mail Chimp. Now, if we take a look at this job, as you know, I'm just going to open it, this job. There's an area on this that you will see that can initially seem, I do appreciate, for those who don't know coding, utterly terrifying. So if you like, hold on to something firm right now, and I'm going to click onto this Advanced tab of the job, and you will see this. Now, there is no one on this call, myself and Ali included, who got into diving and indeed into after the diving industry, into the teaching of diving, so we could know how to do that kind of thing. That's why we do it for you. So one of the things you'll be getting after this webinar is we will send you a PDF like this that will outline for you what is involved in these jobs, and there's a reason why we do that. And that reason is that these jobs are designed to find, so this job will find, and I'm just going to show you the people it does find. And when I hit test, you will see that on this database I'm looking at, we have these 7 people it has found. And you might be thinking, well, that's great, but what does it tell me about those 7 people? What it tells you about these 7 people is probably easiest explained on here for you. It tells you about these 7 people that 180 days ago, our maths isn't very good, so we're calling that 6 months, that 180 days ago, these people did a course that was, let me just check which one I did open, which was the open water job, that these people did a course that was either the open water diver course or other specialities that can be done at open water level. Boat diver, dry suit diver, and so on. So that we know they've done that program 180 days ago. And we also know that they haven't done any other program thereafter within the next 180 days by any program in any of those specialities that can be done as an open water diver, and of course also advanced open water. So they've done an open water course or an open water level speciality and then nothing else within the last 6 months. And that's what all of these numbers down here and these numbers here indicate. And you may see that we've used a thing called the PADI key. Every course has a PADI key. And that will mean, as I'll show you in a little while, that you can also add into there other course types that you may run as distinctive specialities, for example, that are applicable to open water. So you can make sure that you're not accidentally sending to someone who, whilst they have only done open water and none of these other course types, but they haven't done 7, say, of your distinctive specialities as well in that time, and you're not rather insulting or embarrassing those divers. You're still making sure that this really is going to people who haven't done another course in those last 180 days. And I keep saying that 180 days, but it's entirely up to you the day length that you wish, because one of the things you can see here is if you were to change that number there of 180 and that number there of 180 and change those to, say, 150, that would change it to 150 days was your criteria. Clearly, you change it to 200, it would be so-and-so. So you pick the time that's best for you and you feel is right for your business. That may be different in a domestic environment to a resort environment. In a resort environment, perhaps you're looking at people coming back the next year and you might want to extend it a little. In a domestic environment, you might want to bring it shorter, and so on. But this information, these standard jobs that you're seeing here, are already in your agent. They should be. Have a look in your agent. If not, contact us. They should be in your agent, and they result in, as you'd see on this database, I can be absolutely guaranteed that there are 7 people here who did open water or an open water speciality, if you like, and haven't done another course in that last 180 days. So when the agent job runs, it will send them the right message to say, we haven't seen you for a while, jump back in the water with us. And these jobs are set up within your agent, and you simply have to select the right template for you and make sure the message is going out correctly that you want to put out. And talking of that right message, you'll see here on the general tab of this job that I've selected Mail Chimp as my delivery mechanism. So the agent's going to collate the information of who gets the message, send those customers to Mail Chimp, and then Mail Chimp will deliver and have the advantages of Mail Chimp of the reports within there and the higher deliverability rate, etc. And they're going to get a campaign that I've called ReActivate from Open Water. Now you can call the campaign what you want and so on, but let's take a look now at the kind of campaign that we're sending out. I'm going to give you one quick look at that, if you like, within my Mail Chimp. Here you will see I have a campaign called ReActivate Open Water, but now I'm going to hand over to Ali, who'll show you where I got that from and why the campaign she's developed will be so useful for you. So, Ali, with a bit of luck, you should now be able to show your screen to us all.
Is everyone, can you see it properly?
Not come through just yet, Ali. Now it's on. Lovely, thank you.
It's on. All good? Brilliant.
All good.
So hello everyone. So now that Ian showed you the EVE side of things, I will show you how to download the ReActivate template that PADI prepared for members straight into your MailChimp account, just in case anyone hasn't a MailChimp account yet. It is a free service that will allow you to email all your customer with very simple drop and drag templates, which I highly recommend to sign up to. General sign up, email, and password. We all know how to do this. But how to get your template? Very simple. Go onto www.eve.padi-islands.com. That address will be sent to you in an email shortly after the webinar, so you'll be able to access it through here. And if you look at the first one, you must have seen all these templates before. These were the one that you could copy and paste into your Outlook or through EVE as well. The first one is ReActivate all one, and here is our brand new template for ReActivate. To download it, very simple. It says log into your Mail Chimp account. If you already logged into your Mail Chimp account, it will send you straight to the top. If you're not, it will ask you first to either register or log in. All I have to do is click
Ali,
this.
just to let you know, the screen hasn't changed from the general screen of all the templates.
Oh, there. Is this better? Very
Yep.
good. I'll go back in time. As I was saying, right here you have the first template with ReActivate 01, which you just have to click. And right here you have click this link, which, as I was saying, it will ask you to log into your Mail Chimp account, or if you're already logged in, will send you straight to it. So once I clicked here, it's sending me to my template page, which I was already logged into my account. And here I found my template that is already all download into your Mail Chimp automatically. If we want to have a look at it, click on it, and you're going to be able to edit it, to personalize it to you and tailor it to your dive center and to who you are talking to, because we saw there was different reasons why people stopped diving. Was it the kids? Was it the time? Was it the work? You could even think about having different emails depending on your audience. But let's have a look at how to edit it. For those that haven't used really MailChimp before, very simple. In order to change any of the section, just click on it, and you'll open a dialog box just right here, and you'll be able to do all the changes. If you did not want to have it's time to reactivate your diving adventure, or wanted to add something like it's time to reactivate your dive adventures with ABCD diving and so on. This funny little writing just right here is a tag, an anchor that lets MailChimp know that you would like to use the name of the person that's going to receive the email, which will be taken from the contact that you upload. Next picture, obviously the design has been done for ReActivate. This is the campaign, so we definitely advise to keep this one in. But right here you have all your text. Very small guidelines in terms of marketing newsletter. You want to keep it very simple. Here we don't have bullet points, but it's short sentences. It's easy to read, and it goes straight to ReActivate. We kind of want to keep that concept, not elaborate too much. People are reading so many emails, we really want to grab them here and now. Which leads me to my next point, which are these buttons, the book online, the find out more. That's again something that once you do your own changes, you really want to keep in and make sure that people have this permanent incentive to go a little bit further. It sounds really silly, but it's the same that when you watch teleshopping, they keep telling you, call now, get the offer, call now. And obviously it works. It's still everywhere in the world on the TV. Well, it's a bit like this. It's just this little incentive to tell them, now, this is the time, you have the overtime. So definitely keep this button. That will be very important. Once you edit it, don't forget to change the web address, just right here, in order to send it to your landing page. And by landing page, I literally mean the page which the people will be landing onto once they click onto your button right here. Although the template is already all done for you, I would really advise that you take a minute to prepare a page where you know people are going to arrive from this button, a special page, a landing page, and that would help rather than just sending directly to your general homepage on your website. So it does entitle to create a new page, but obviously this is a new program, so there will be a new page into your PADI programs anyway. But I would definitely tailor it to whatever offer or description you're doing of your ReActivate right here. And then obviously here we can update all our social media by putting right here and changing all the addresses. Once again, we have a little anchor right here that is part of your list company. That will be the name of your dive center, which you would have filled once you're signing up as a company on your template. And once that's in your template bank, if I close this really quickly, save and exit. Once I've downloaded this email right here, and I'm going to create my new campaign, my new reactivate campaign straight from MailChimp. If I don't have or don't want to use EVE on that particular example, it will be obviously right into our template library. So it will help us to have already something ready to go and obviously translated into our languages. Very soon all the languages will be available and updated onto this PADI Island website where we were talking about later. So go there, you set up your campaign just right here, reactivate. For the moment, I'll just press reactivate. Obviously, we would want as a subject, a strong call to action. I just want to get to the next page from there. Select template. And right here, you can have your saved templates. And here we find our reactivate, which we would have saved and obviously edited to our needs. And of course, if we have any problem, all the templates will be right here again. We can just download it again and start again, nice and free. And as I said, more and more new MailChimp download links will be available on the PADI Islands website.
Thank you, Ali. That was very kind. I'm just going to switch the screen back to me for a moment.
There we go.
So, I hope, and if you can just confirm, Ali, that my screen is now showing with an email job up.
It does. If anyone has questions, obviously, on the MailChimp, please let me know and email me anytime.
Thanks, Ali. Now, folks, one of the things that Ali was talking about was those anchors, merge tags, merge fields. The world, as you all know, anything to do with IT, lots of people call the same thing, different names to make them sound clever. They're all the same. The EVE agent will tell you here those merge tags that are available. So one of the things you could add if you wanted to have, as Ali beautifully explained, different templates for different levels, say, and I was referring earlier to a distinction between people who've done open water and relevant specialities, or advanced and relevant specialities, or it could just be, and I'll show you in a moment, people who've done deep, so and so, is that you can use as well various other things and put obviously in the name of the course type as well, and you can also put in things such as certification date. And here, for example, EVE agent is telling you how you would write that merge field. Not much point questioning why merge fields are as daft as they often are with this star line F name, star line. That is the way that MailChimp likes them. We just have to accept it. Don't argue, in other words. Accept the way MailChimp likes it, use those, and those fields will be full with, say, customer's first name, their original cert date, and so and so. Now, just a little tip on this advanced tab. You may be in a situation occasionally where one of your members of staff, because I know it wouldn't be you, is careless enough to switch off the EVE agent, or that you have a power cut and everything goes down overnight, or a lovely Windows update, it reboots everything and so, and the agent hasn't been running for a day, and then you realize, oh, tish tosh tash, the agent hasn't been running, I'll have missed some customers. If you were to place, for example, within that expiry days, let's say 5, and I hope that you would never have the agent off for 5 days, accidentally or otherwise. That would mean that when the agent reboots itself, it will look at and check that everyone who should have received an email within the last, in this case, 5 days, will do so. They won't receive another one if they haven't. It's not as if this means that everyone's going to get one for 5 days. It simply means that the agent, when it runs its job, will always check that everyone over the preceding 5 days, it will run a job, if you like, for each of the 5 days and check if everyone did receive that email. So you might want to consider on some of your jobs, and this will be an example of having an expiry of 2, 3 or 5 days and so on, whatever you wish within there. You'll also have noticed, or may have noticed, that on the General tab I have removed the checkbox from the requires confirmation, so that is empty, so that this makes this job fully automatic, that it's not going to populate with a message that says, do you want to send this out? The answer is yes, or I wouldn't have set up the job. So I have this one set up here to go out every day at a particular time, 11 in the morning, though of course it could be whenever you wish, and so on, as you can see there, to change that. But I don't want to be bothered by that message. I want EVE and MailChimp to deliver that immediately, and as we mentioned before, that would be on this one, which is the open water job. It will be delivered to, oh, I haven't put an expiry within there, it would now seem of that. This will be to those people there who will receive my reactivate from open water. Now, I did mention that these numbers, easier seen here, were numbers you may wish to add things to, based on that you might be doing some distinctive specialities, and as new specialities come online that are relevant for open water. And those numbers are what we call pick keys. Some of you may know, and if you don't, you're about to discover that a pick key is, pardon the pun, the key to what a diver receives as a certification card whenever you process their picks through EVE. If we go to the data module within EVE and then go to course types and find, now I'm just going to open up advanced open water here, and you will see over here there is a pick key. That is the part that tells PADI what card to produce. That's the part that tells PADI that that diver is now an advanced open water diver when you certify them as such, regardless of spelling it here and so on. So, now, if you have distinctive specialities that you run, contact ISIS at info@isis.co.uk, and we will ask PADI to send you the distinctive speciality pick key that is necessary for that particular course type. We will need the exact instructor name and exact instructor number, please. For other pick keys, anytime you hit search PADI for pick keys, that button on any course type, you will see a full list of pick keys here. Those are the pick keys. So in reality, whatever you might choose to call a cabin course, in reality, in IT terms, that course is 82. It's of no interest whatsoever, but it is important. And when you get those pick keys from PADI for your distinctive specialities, one of the things that you could do would be to, and I'll give you an example here, let's say there is a pick key of 3158 that is, for example, for underwater body recovery, a course type I came across last week, believe it or not, of 3158. I could place it in there, and I would do the same here. And what that will mean is now, when I put that into the job in reagent, I've just used this in Word at the moment, so it's easier for you to see as it's in bold, is that would also mean that the agent was looking for people who had both done that course 6 months ago, and also for people who haven't done it during the last 6 months. And I keep saying 6 months in these examples, if you recall, because of this 180 aspect here. And that may be an area, depending on whether your distinctive specialities are relevant and require someone to have already done advanced open water to be something that you need to add into these. So we will send you this as a template, if you like, so you have it available and you can tweak it, twist it appropriate to the distinctive specialities that you also run in your operations. At the moment, these include all of the standard specialities and the standard, if you like, normal courses, normal structure pyramid courses of open water and advanced open water. And so, excuse me, as Ali mentioned, once you've got a campaign created from PADI Islands, moved over into your MailChimp, all you will need to do is go to this tab, the General tab on your email job, click that lookup bar to the right of campaign and wait, as we all sadly have to, for internet communication to take place, and to pick from the campaigns that you have ready. Ali showed you the list of those campaigns. It will be somewhat similar to a list that you would see. I won't go back to that actually for a moment, so I want to show you something else that you would, yes I will, that you will see here. If we go back to the campaigns, you will get a list of your campaigns that you have ready to go, and you will be able to select that into the appropriate job within the agent. Now, also very important for you to make sure that you are checking what does go out. So before you do send out a particular job, one of the things you might want to look at in your campaigns is you can go to that campaign and just say view email, and you will see how that's going to appear in two ways. One is, you'll see here, yep, that's how it's going to appear there. You can see the merge fields have gone in, and when I say to one of the things that's important is you'll see that there will be a merge field that will pick up your customers' names, but most importantly you'll see that from your list of information of what you have within when you first signed up for a MailChimp account will be in this template, as Ali pointed out, those placeholders, your phone number, and it will have your store name, and you'll be able to see where these will be leading to. You could obviously click on those and find out. Always worth, just to make sure that you have got everything 100% correct, that you do have the right information in the right way, and that you haven't made just a little, as it's easy to do, a little error within your creation of those templates. Now, you'll have seen that I didn't want to do that. Right, so we select here from the campaigns we got, reactivate from open water, hit OK, and we now have a job that we've created. Remember, we may have adjusted this, we may have, with regard to pick keys, we may have adjusted this with regard to numbers of days, both here and here, but we now have a job that is ready to go out. We've selected our campaign, having created it in the way that Ali mentioned. We've removed requires confirmation. We have the correct search here. The one final thing that would be very good to do would be to go to the mailing lists tab and make sure that we are not including customers who have asked us to not email them. So we use the unsubscribers list within EVE. That list, if you recall, being one that you can both manually add people to, and also MailChimp will add people to if, sadly, any of your divers do hit an unsubscribe link at the bottom of your emails, campaigns rather, that you send out. When you're happy with all of that, you would hit OK, and you've created your job, and you now know, you absolutely know that in either of these cases, if we take this one, that every day, whether it be Christmas Day, New Year's Day, whether you're out of the store or you're worried, you don't have to worry that every day at 11 o'clock in the morning, everyone who has done an advanced open water or appropriate cert 180 days ago and hasn't done another one will be receiving that quality campaign with a direct, precise, measurable call to action that will lead them to phone you, that will lead them to email you, that will lead them to go to your online store, to your website, see dates, book now. And that will happen every day of the year. And you will know that on this one for advanced, you'll see here there are 5 people, and that will be the next day, the next day, the next day. And that those people can be invited back and be able to do a reactivate program with you. And that's a great thing to know, if you like, every night when you go to bed, that that is happening and is done for you. Now, it may be right now that you want to catch up, if you like, with a fair number of your divers who you feel could have benefited from this over the last number of months, and to just get to a point where you say, okay, I know this is now going to happen every day from now on. What about those people who perhaps it was 180 days ago, 20 days ago, or 180 days ago, 3 months ago? What am I going to do with those guys? Well, this is one of the things you can do in that case. If within EVE you go to the Customers module, you will find at the bottom of the screen a link saying Customer Search Wizard. And the things I'm going to look at on here will be where I can now go and find, and I'm going to use deep as an example, so we, I hope, cover 2 ideas with one stone, and say, right, I'm going to look for everyone who has certified as a deep diver, or if I can find deep, there we are. Or actually, I'll have a different idea. I'm going to look for everyone, I do apologise, who's done advanced open water and hadn't done just deep. Because another idea for you this way is, and I might look at these, I want these people to be guys who haven't come diving with me for a while, so I'm going to go back a little while there. You can see that's 2 years ago. I also want to make sure that this is, in this example, that's everyone now within a rather 18-month period. So they have done advanced open water but wouldn't have done deep within that whole period of time. These are people, remember, in the past that the agent would have found had you had those jobs running then, but clearly you wouldn't have had. So I go onto the certifications tab, say yes to that, no to that, and this time frame here is for the yes. If I search on there, I'll get a series of results as so. And I've got all these people here. And I could obviously email them individually, or I could phone them, or I could do what I wished. But let's say I took all of these folks here. I'm just at this point going to take a few. I'm going to highlight a few, but you could have hit select all. One of the buttons on the agent that you'll see here is a button called export, and I will select that, and I'm going to export these just to Mail Chimp. See, I've selected Mail Chimp here, and I go to data, and then the next, and that shows me the data I could export into MailChimp. The key thing I do want, obviously, is first name. There are some other aspects, but the key is first name. You've seen elsewhere the merge tags, placeholders used for that. I go onto the MailChimp tab, and this will take a minute or so as, unfortunately, computers and internet were away, and you know we're using a lot of our broadband speed actually during this webinar. You'll get a list here of your unsent campaigns, your ready-to-go campaigns. And one of the things that Ali was talking wisely about was having slightly different campaigns for different people. And this one we would use here to say, okay, it's been a while since you've done advanced open water, but you remember on that there was a deep dive. You expressed an interest, say, or you'll have learned that you want to do more deep diving. We're going to be running a deep diver program soon, but it's been a little while since you've used, or sorry, since you've been diving. Why don't you come along for a reactivate program, and then we'll do a deep diver program. That way you know you have it. If the guys come along for a reactivate program, of course, you get all the benefits of doing that reactivate. You can sell more equipment, encourage them to come on more trips, but principally you've got a day there now on that reactivate program to sell someone the deep diver program, and to know, because your instructors or you will have put them through their paces, refreshed their skills, and of course can have concentrated on those skills they did on their advanced open water deep dive, to prepare them to be 100% fresh and ready for the deep diver program. And that really is speaking to the right person in the right way, which is what the whole of the Customer Search Wizard and the Agent in EVE are about. So I would select a campaign. Now, one thing I will say to you here, it is important when you select a campaign, if you might want to do this again in a little while, is you can hit a button here that says replicate campaign, and that just means that there will be another campaign kept in unsent. It replicates that campaign in Mail Chimp for you. The agent automatically replicates the campaign within the search wizard. Just hit replicate campaign. You would then send those customers to MailChimp, and once you've sent them to MailChimp, you'll send campaign, and the result will be that they get that exact, precise, tweaked campaign and email. And this time we've used the Customer Search Wizard to, at this point in your relationship with the divers, find divers who were not necessarily going to be found by that mail or those MailChimp jobs, because you're only setting those MailChimp jobs up now. And obviously you can let rather your imagination run riot here. Go to the Customer Search Wizard, and rather than find who has done advanced and maybe hasn't done some of these others here, you could say they haven't done any of these thereafter. I'm choosing the wrong ones, but let's imagine we were putting in all those that someone would do at advanced level as well, such as enriched air and rec and so. But you could also just clear that and show you how you could do that again. You could do this for open water, has obtained and hasn't done something else. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, you can also do that for has done deep but not done, say, any of the tech rec programs thereafter, so that you can now be assuring yourself that next time you want to run a tech rec program, you ask people to refresh by using the reactivate program, not only their general diver skills, which reactivate will cover, but principally those skills they learnt on their deep program. So there are many opportunities for you to use reactivate, to reactivate the right skills for the right divers, and to use the agent and the Customer Search Wizard within EVE to mine your database, get the right group of people, and in conjunction with these quality of templates that, as Ali showed you, are so simple to bring in as a template into your MailChimp and then create a number for them, and a number of them rather, for the slightly different programs you might be wanting to run, to make sure that you truly are keeping in touch with your divers all the time and meeting their criteria, if you like, that they wanted. When I say they wanted, I mean the important people in this world, the divers. You're answering every little objection, excuse, reason there. All the reasons why 97% of people who want to go diving again haven't returned to diving again. You can use MailChimp, the PADI resources, the PADI program of reactivate, and EVE and the agent, and EVE and the Customer Search Wizard to overcome. And that's what Ali and I wanted to show you this morning. And I appreciate there will be questions. We are going to follow up with an email to you, and we are always available via website and email. And I'll just remind you of those that for questions principally on the creation of those templates, feel free to contact Ali at ali.tulek@padi.com, and for questions on using the agent and Customer Search Wizard in conjunction with those, contact us at info@isis.co.uk. Now, Ali, I'd be grateful now if you would stop the recording